Hey, I'm Jesus Christ, and I am healing from drugs. I struggle with codependency. Um, video. I usually am on here with my experience I went through tonight, and it kind of went on topic with what Dan had asked us to talk about. He had said we were going to be talking about the enemy and how he can come at you and stuff. So, um, I had not had time to make any videos because I've been living out of a hotel for almost 3 weeks due to our house being revamped from a flood on our first floor. I am sharing that because that leads into my craziness, which I believe is from the enemy. Um, so sorry, Dan, for not making videos, but God made time, didn't he? Um, so the past 3 weeks have been kind of crazy because we've been living out of this hotel. And in my using days, towards the end, I was, in and out of hotels, willing and dealing what I did as an addict. And I didn't put my thought into that because I have about 18 months now and I haven't had any like major triggers. I'm very blessed with a supportive family, safe environment, those types of things that I apparently have taken for granted. Um, but this is what I want to share with you. I believe he's been in my head before I knew he was in my head because first week we were in there, I'm out of my element. I'm still doing my devotions. I'm still praying. Um, I'm in my routine pretty good still, doing my schoolwork, have my babies, life has been good lately. Blessings everywhere, almost to the point where I'm like, what? But anyways, so I'm there the first week. Second week was just plumb crazy. Anxiety through the roof. And guess what I stopped doing the second week? I stopped praying as much. I'm not doing my devotions as much. And this is when the enemy came up at me because I put my guard down. And you know, that's okay. God's got me, I believe. But the enemy was telling me not to talk about these things, I feel like. And I felt this resistance between me and my prayer and my readings and things. And that's what happens. Little things add up. And this is why. So I'm still saying my morning prayer, thanking God for the day. And then I'm saying an evening prayer, kind of scripted a little bit. Because when I can't find the words, helps me say prayers because at least I'm still praying, is how I feel about it. But I'm getting these weird feelings. And I'm not talking about them, not calling my sponsor, not praying at this point, and I'm not doing my devotions. The enemy's in my head, and I'm okay. I got this. I'm okay. I'm still sober. That's all that matters. I'm okay. I'm okay. And even though I'm seeing all these signs, something's still telling me I'm okay. So I get to week 3. We're in week 3 now. And I'm just feeling really uneasy at this time. And I didn't put the whole hotel thing together that could be triggering me until today. But I had a using dream 2 nights ago. Enemy coming at me in my sleep because that's one of our weakest points is when we're sleeping, right? So I'm having these using dreams and I'm still thinking I'm okay, right? Not telling anybody, not talking to anybody about it. So last night I told myself, I gotta get out of this hotel. I didn't know why at the time. I still hadn't put it together that it was a trigger for me. And I get out of the hotel and I come stay at my house and walk on the floors, and my room's upstairs, so I was cool. I could sleep in my bed. Still feeling funny this morning. No devotion, by the way, still nothing. Because again, saying it's okay. You got this. You got this. I don't got this. God's got this. Not, but instead of doing anything today, I laid in bed, watched Netflix, and ate food. But this is how God works against the enemy. He uses people, his people, God's children. I get a message from Larry from Be Hope inviting me to Be Hope CR, which I'm sure he sent out to a lot of people. But this is the first time I feel like I've gotten one. Maybe it's the first notice it. No, sorry, either way. But and I got that message and I was like, no, I'm not going. And I used the lame excuse that I didn't want to wear a mask. Later in the day, and they said they were going. And I'm like, well, man, yeah, I should go. It's weird that I got that message this morning and then somebody else says they're going. I'm going to go. So I go, and the lady who ended up giving her testimony wasn't the original testimony, which I think is a God thing for me at least, because I met her a year ago and she inspired me or that helped me write some testimony. I just thought it was really cool that I could hear her whole story for one. And for two, it brought up memories of, when I first, it's like when I was only like 5 to 6 months sober. And it just made me really think. And then I felt comfortable. So then in small group, I voiced everything I just said to you. And then I said something that I needed to say out loud that I hadn't said yet. And that was how I felt. So simple, right? But I said, I feel like I'm running this race with no finish line. And in my old ways, I would pick up to finish what I thought was finishing the race. But we all know that's not the case. But yeah. So it's different to think it and say it out loud. And I'm just grateful and thanking Jesus for tonight and the people and making me feel safe and loved and not judged. So I could do that because the enemy tells me, don't say that out loud. Don't tell people that because people will look at you this way and think of you that way. And I remember I'm a child of God. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. And if that's the only thing I remember throughout the day, sometimes that's all I do remember. Because I am a child of God. So it's stinking thinking or anything like that. I thought the enemy coming to you. Pray harder. Talk to Jesus. Talk to your support. Talk to your friends. Talk to someone you trust and love. Or go to a meeting. Pick up the phone. Don't listen to the voice. It's not your father. It's not God. God is you. Thanks for letting me share.